It's May and I've got a belly slimming strength workout for us. Grab a moderate pair of dumbbells and let's go. All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. And that means that we're getting started with some arm circles with high knees. And I totally meant to tell you to have your dumbbells out of the way. You guys, please take your dumbbells and put them out of the way while we're doing our warm up. And welcome to the workout. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And sometimes they forget to tell you things. I try my best though, just like you every single day, coming back for another workout and doing your best. Let's talk about that a little bit today. Let's talk about that right now while we're doing arm circles, as a matter of fact, because I notice when I'm working out with other people, really specifically, I notice when I'm working out with my husband, that we're doing the warm up and I start kind of picking on him a little bit, like, can you get your biceps all the way up next to your ears? What's your full range of motion? Let's go ahead and think about how high you're bringing your knee. He often reminds me, this is what I've got, Paula. So this is what we're talking about today with doing your best. Your best might look very different from my best. My best right now looks like this. It looks like this is what I've got today. And this is what I want you to really think about and notice. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. Your best kind of changes from day to day, and it might have changed, let's even say dramatically, from 10 years ago or 15 years ago. That does not mean that today is not your best. It means that when you think about your best, you need to give yourself credit for exactly what your best is. What your best is what you are doing right now, today. This thought of your best is one of the most difficult thoughts that we have. And it's worthy of really considering while we are working out today, which let me tell you really quickly, we're working on belly slimming strength. It's all strength all the time. There is no cardio, which is one of my favorite things to do because you can really kind of sink into this kind of workout. I have long intervals set, which might not feel very long when we're doing it. It might feel incredibly long while we're doing it, but they are 1 minute. There is no rest, but honestly, don't let that fool you. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes. You can take rest anytime you want to, and you can take any form of rest that you want to. You can put your dumbbells down, you could grab something lighter, you could not have dumbbells for any of this workout. Your best today is what today has for you. On any given day, your best is going to look different from any other given day. Even Olympic caliber athletes, you know, they train and train and train and train and train. And then they go to the Olympics, and that day may or may not be their best, but when it is, that's the best. Like, that's the best. That's as good as it gets. Your best is, honestly, it's kind of a moving target. It's kind of something you only expect to get one time ever, like the best. So thinking about today as being today's best takes so much pressure off of you, honestly, in so many ways. You are allowed to do whatever you have today. Maybe today your arms aren't really feeling it, going all the way up to getting your biceps up to your ears. Maybe today your balance is just absolutely lousy. And if it is, by the way, I apologize because we've got lots of balance today. But maybe today's best is lighter weights than you normally use. Maybe today's best is forgetting to tell you to do something, like put your dumbbells out of the way. Maybe today's best is just going to be what it is. We're going to get started because let's get started with swinging knees to elbows. And I'm gonna have the timer going. We're gonna have our weights right here at our shoulders, elbows pointed out. You're gonna bring up your opposite knee towards your opposite elbow and then towards that same side elbow and then back down. Yes, by the way, we're doing lots of balance today. So here's what we're doing. We're thinking about pulling in our core. The thing that is gonna help you feel like you have a slim belly is having a nice, strong core. Also having strong abdominals, which by the way, is different. I don't know if you knew that. Lots of us are not aware that your core is actually a deep set of muscles, and it's not the six-pack of abs that you can see. By the way, when it beeps, we're going into triangles. And again, because there's no rest, technically speaking, I am going to try and give you what we're doing next as soon as I can. But also, don't worry about it. We're going to do the entire circuit twice. You'll have plenty of opportunity to do all of these exercises at whatever pace and whatever way feels like the best that you have today. As long as you are pulling in your core and not getting injured, it's absolutely the best. Feet are nice and wide for triangles. This is the one where we get to move our hips. Your weights are starting right here in the middle. One weight is going to go up overhead. The other weight is just going to roll right down the side of your leg. Now, I got asked this question the other day about how in yoga, when you do like a triangle pose, you're actually not supposed to curl forward at all, that you're really supposed to think about moving directly sideways, and that if you curl forward a little bit, of course you can actually come a lot further down. This is not about flexibility nearly so much as it is about strength. I do curl forward very slightly. I do my best to stay as lateral as possible, but I'm also getting my full range of motion for my hip complex. We're working on strengthening that whole hip complex as well as your abs and obliques, which are right here in your middle. Abs are in front, obliques are on the side. Your hip complex is literally what it sounds like. It's the front half of your hip and other. We're doing curtsy twists next, my friends. Weights are wherever feels comfortable. We're going to come down in a curtsy lunge, and then we're going to twist into it. So the foot that is stepping back, you are twisting that same direction, meaning that, okay, it depends on how you want to think about that. You're kind of twisting away from the curtsy or you're twisting into the curtsy, depending on how you think about it. The way I'm thinking about it is that I'm squeezing and crunching in the middle rather than stretching. Now, you are welcome to come down as low as you want in this curtsy lunge, which for some of us might not be very far. The point of this exercise, like the bigger point of the exercise, really is that twist where we're really thinking about abs and obliques. When it beeps again, oh my goodness, we're going to do deadlifts. Now, I know this is a funny thing to do on a belly slimming day, but my friends, the thing that's going to help you feel slim is to have a nice strong core. When you pull in your core, stand up straight and tall, get your back nice and straight, that right there means that you're already working all the muscles that you need to work to get slim through your middle. But then, my friends, the other thing that'll help you feel slim is by making the rest of your muscles nice and strong. When we come down in a deadlift, your back is super duper straight because your core is pulled in. Your hips are doing all of the work, meaning your butt, your glutes are doing all of the work. Your glutes are pushing you back, which makes your torso tip forward. And then your glutes are pulling you back forward, which means that your torso has absolutely nothing else to do except come right back up. When it beeps again, we're going to be doing side bends. Now, side bends, we don't use our hips, we don't bend forward. It's not a crunch at all. It is literally just bending to the side. It's an incredibly small motion, and for me, that makes it one of the most difficult exercises. This is one that I find particularly difficult to do well because it is such a small motion and there's so much more range of motion that I could have. Feet about hip width apart. You're bending as far as your spine will take you, which for me isn't all that far. Your abs and obliques are doing the work here to bend you over by crunching and then pull you back up. Now, of course, you'll probably notice, for me, for example, I notice that my quads, the fronts of my thighs are totally engaged. My glutes are totally engaged because they're trying so hard to keep my hips stable. You could get over so much further if you let your hips do any of this work, but this is all abs and all obliques. When it beeps again, we're doing semi-squatted cross-body crunches. Oh my gosh, another one of my favorites, and another little bit of balance work. Because we're in a semi-squatted position, I find this one both easier and harder because the lower you are to the ground, the easier it is to have your balance. So feet about hip width apart. It's a little bit of a squat. You do not have to come down in a squat, and in fact, if this isn't comfortable for you, don't do it at all. Opposite elbow comes up, or excuse me, opposite knee comes up to meet your opposite elbow. We are crunching in that you're getting your elbow to your knee and your knee to your elbow, or at least as close as possible. I mean, goodness, today's best might be 1.5 feet apart. You are doing what you can. You're aiming to have your knee and your elbow meet. But here's the thing. Oh my gosh, you're really thinking about pulling in that core, about stabilizing yourself the entire time. And you've got the added challenge of having your hips and your thighs engaged at the same time. My friends, I feel like I was in the middle of saying something. I can't remember what it was. I apologize. I'll probably come back to it, or maybe I won't. You can leave me a comment. Maybe I'll remember then. Again, we're doing a side kick press up, which is exactly what it sounds like. Your weights are going to start right here at your shoulders. When one hand goes up, the opposite foot kicks out to the side. This is slow and controlled. This could totally be a cardio motion. Like, you know what? I think I'm totally going to make this a cardio motion because it's super fun to go across your body like this. But for today's purposes, all strength, all the time, we're moving nice and slow and controlled. Your core is pulled in super duper tight. You're thinking about squeezing in your abs, but also squeezing from the sides of your glutes, squeezing from those big back muscles that are pulling your shoulder blades down while you press your arm up. Lots of moving parts in this one. This is a very complex exercise. When it beeps again, every time, even though I write it very clearly, I want to call it a fruit punch. It's a front punch step back. Once again, we're moving across your body. So one hand is going to punch forward while the opposite foot steps back. Oh my gosh, and you only want to step back as far as you can recover from. You are kind of shifting your weight a little bit. What you're trying to do, rather than shifting your weight all the way back to the back foot, is actually keep yourself balanced right in the middle by having the weight in your hand directly in front of you and some of your weight behind you. You're thinking about finding your center of gravity, you guys. Okay, you guys, this was all of the exercises in our circuit. Thank goodness, right? Like, it doesn't get any more complicated than this. It is balance work when you're stepping back. I know you noticed. And we've got more balance work coming up because we're going to start again from those swinging knees to elbows. Making sure that you're breathing. If on round one you noticed that your moderate weights were maybe a little bit heavier than moderate, my friend, there is nothing good that comes from lifting too heavy of a weight. Here's what happens. Here's what we're gonna do. Swinging knees to elbows, and then I'm gonna give you my stern mama face. Did you notice? Here's what happens when you're lifting too heavy, you guys. When you are losing weight, really specifically, when you are losing weight, and your goal is to exercise every single day at a nice moderate level, that way you're eating the exact same number of calories every single day. There's nothing to do but simply put in the work and get it done. You never have to think, am I recovering today? Am I working hard today? Like, there's no variation. You have a calorie target, you're gonna hit it every single day. You have an exercise target, you're just gonna hit it every single day. Easy peasy, nice and mellow, nice and moderate. When you accidentally, oh my gosh, fall out of balance. When you accidentally go too hard on one day, that throws off your balance. It throws off your moderation. It throws off your ability to recover very thoroughly after your workout. Because if you're a little bit sore tomorrow, then tomorrow you kind of have to think about that. And here we go with triangles. When in doubt, do less than you want to. Like, for reals. And I know that's the strangest advice in the whole entire world. Here we are with triangles. This is the one where your hip gets to jut out to the side. Your core is pulled in nice and tight right in the middle. We're standing up straight and tall with this. And oh my gosh, that's what I was telling you about the semi-squatted crossbody crunches. I was thinking about how even though you are crossing and crunching, that you're still trying to keep your head up and your chest up. I knew it was going to come back to me later, and I knew I was in the middle of telling you something, and now I have to remember what I was in the middle of telling you about losing weight and not being able to recover very well. When we accidentally do too much, you guys, your body responds the way bodies respond. And it's not bad. I mean, your body responds with inflammation. That's totally what your body does, like, no matter what. That's totally fine, totally natural, totally normal, all good, except when we are trying to lose weight and therefore exercising moderately every single day. Here we go with curtsy twists. Weights are just wherever feels good. For me, that's about waist height. And really thinking about that twist. You're not really doing much with your arms, honestly. You're just thinking about twisting your torso. When you come back tomorrow, you're a little bit sore from today, got a little bit of inflammation from today because you did just a little bit too much. And then tomorrow is moderate, which means, frankly, you're adding maybe not a lot of inflammation, but a little teeny tiny bit of stress, because exercise is always stress, and you're not 100% recovered. And then, excuse me, I've fallen all over the place and choking on my own words. And then and then it takes you a little bit longer to recover from tomorrow's moderate effort. And then all of a sudden, it's 3 days later and you're just a teeny, tiny bit over for the week, over time, what your moderate would really be if you were moderating. Here we go with oblique crunches. Oh my gosh, I didn't do these the first time. You guys, oblique crunches, we're sitting here with the weights on our shoulders and having your same knee come up to your same elbow. And oh my gosh, I'm really having a hard time with this balance because I feel really bad that I missed this on round 1. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tack these onto the very end. I'm not gonna make you do 2 intervals in a row, but we're totally gonna make up for my little mistake here. We'll just put them on as the very last exercise once we finish this round. That's so funny that I missed that. I think I was so excited about doing deadlifts. Because I don't love this exercise. You can see how much I'm wobbling. This is not my favorite. I do them because they're good for you and you have your head up and chest out and your core is pulled in tight and you're thinking about squeezing those obliques. But this one, because it is such a hip opener, my hips are a little bit tight. My hips don't love opening this way, so literally every time I do this exercise, I just feel it right there in my hip bones. Let's go ahead and do deadlifts. I'm much more comfortable with this kind of work with a forward and backward motion. It's why I make us do so much lateral movement, you guys, is because I'm not great at it. Deadlifts, core is pulled in nice and tight by standing up straight and tall, thinking about keeping your back up nice and straight, your chest out, really thinking about moving your entire body through your hips. When your hips go back, your torso has absolutely no choice but to tip forward. Like it can't even help itself. We are thinking about controlling it from rounding down, but it doesn't really have anything else that it could do except round down. It has to come forward when your hips go back. And as your hips come forward, you could, in fact, if you'd like to, round your back and keep your back down. But no, when our back is straight, it has no choice but to lift your torso right back up. You guys, when it beeps again, we're doing side bends. Thinking about breathing, thinking about not finishing that deadlift because we don't have to. Feet about hip width apart. Gonna bend wherever you can get to. Your head is up, your chest is out, meaning simply that you are not curling forward into this. This is definitely one where we are thinking about only going laterally because honestly, some of this really is flexibility. It's the flexibility of your spine combined with the strength of your abs and obliques. As you curl to the side, you notice the stretch over here. How, honestly, for me, flexibility is always the hardest part. I'm plenty strong. I'm not very flexible. I always notice the flexibility element of any exercise we are doing. So for me, I particularly notice the stretch on my hip on the one side while I'm thinking about holding the rest of my body super duper still and simply arching down on the one side. You guys, here it goes. We're doing semi-squatted cross-body crunches. So head up, chest out. We're thinking about crunching, but also we're really thinking about crunching because you've brought that knee so far up, not because you're bringing your elbow so far down. You are crunching your elbow down into it. You absolutely are, because you're meeting in the middle there. But this work is coming from, for lack of a better way of saying it, your lower abs. Let me just tell you really quickly. Your abdominal muscle, it's a big wall of muscle. It literally goes from like your rib cage down to your hip bones. There is no such thing as a lower ab muscle. There isn't. It doesn't exist. Your abs, however, are slightly more segmented than other muscles that we have, which is why when some people talk about targeting your lower abs, it's like, it's not really true, but it's not really not true. When we use our abdominal muscles, we're using all of them. When it beeps again, by the way, we're gonna do that side kick press up. We tend to, weights right here at your shoulders. One hand goes up, the opposite leg kicks out to the side, really thinking about using your side butt muscle, which also has a much better name. That's what I'm calling it for right now. Your lower abs tend to do, I'm gonna say less work, simply because of the way our bodies are shaped. I mean, because of the nature of what we do, most of the work from our abdominal, our big wall of abdominal muscle, tends to come from the upper abs. It's why most of us, not all of us, but like when we get to a healthy weight, we'll have a slightly more defined waist, because a lot of the work comes from there. It tends to be a slimmer part of your body. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing that front punch step back, which would have been the last exercise had I read my whiteboard correctly the first time through, but it will be almost our last exercise this time through, fruit punch step backs. So really thinking, okay, opposite foot, opposite hand, going across your body, thinking about finding your center of balance here. And then when it beeps again, we're gonna do those oblique crunches for the second and final time. And we will be done with the circuit completely after that next exercise. But when you think about lower abs, and I know that lots of us get very vain about that part of our body. It's simply, well, I have a whole conversation about being vain about any part of your body, my friends. Gravity is gonna win this war. Just enjoy what your body can do. Truly, truly notice every moment of strength, every bit of today's best that you are getting out of your body. And don't worry so much about what it looks like. It's gonna look like it looks. Your body is gonna do what your body's gonna do. It's gonna hold fat where it holds fat. It's gonna have wrinkles where it has wrinkles. It's gonna be funny looking where it's funny looking. I mean, I'm thinking really specifically, here we go with oblique crunches, thinking really specifically of my belly button. My belly button is very oddly shaped. It does not look like a nice little O anymore. I don't know why, actually. I used to have a belly button ring a long time ago, and so I have what is essentially scar tissue around my belly button, which is already scar tissue, and it's just not photo ready, let's say. You guys, oh my gosh, when it beeps again, even though I take pictures of my belly button all the time, I'm thinking about that. Like today's thumbnail totally has a picture of my belly button. You're welcome to look at it and scrutinize it and be like, oh yeah, her belly button is kind of weird, huh? It doesn't stop me from feeling strong and amazing in my body. You guys, when it beeps again, we're putting the weights down. I have one final thing for us. We are done with the circuit, but we're not quite finished with the workout. Of course, we're gonna balance even more than we already have today. I've got alternating star balance. Because it's such a long interval, I wasn't gonna make us do like one on each side or anything like that. Weights are down, down, down. Hands go up, up, up. Whew, doggies, I got sweaty on that one. How about you? We're gonna tip to the side wherever you can get to. Your opposite hand, nope. One arm is staying right next to your ear. The arm that is like lowering down to the ground is actually staying next to your ear. That opposite foot is flying out to the side. And then one hand is staying basically upright to kind of give you a little bit of ballast so that you can balance. We're breathing. We're moving slowly. We're getting as far over as you can recover from. If that is significantly farther over than me, please help yourself. If it is significantly less far than me, please help yourself and remind yourself that this is today's best. In fact, surprisingly, considering how much I have wobbled during the day, I actually feel pretty stable getting over farther than I sometimes do. I never know what today's best is going to look like until I have given it. And then it was today's best. You guys, that was the best, right? Amazing. Let's go ahead and cool this down a little bit. Okay, relax your shoulders. And in fact, let's do some arm circles. While we're just tapping from side to side. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that feel good to have nothing in your hands? When we do a little bit of stretching at the end of the workout. I absolutely love being done with a weights workout because if nothing else, I feel lighter right away just because I don't have the weights in my hands anymore. You guys, here on screen, I am gonna have for you a longer cool down so that you can do a little bit more stretching. When we pick up weights, even if they are nice and moderate, even if you didn't push too hard and today was just right, sometimes it really feels good to let your muscles really move through their full range of motion just because they've been doing so much more squeezing than maybe we normally do with an unweighted workout. Let's go ahead and do some arm openers. I feel very awkward with this cool down for some reason. And arm closers. That was really weird. weird. I think because I'm just thinking about the other cool down and how nice it's gonna feel. So on one side of the screen, I have that cool down for you. Make sure that you give yourself a hug and a pat on your back. And on the other side of the screen, just in case you need a reminder about all of the 5 things that we do every single day in order to lose weight at this age. I've got your daily reminder, the 5-0 method, everything you need to know for weight loss at 50 and beyond. And before you go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow.